supercomputing. So what is supercomputing? So that is another important aspect. Okay. So supercomputing means, as I have told you, when we are using multiple computers to process a single data or single information with the help of multiple processors. Okay, that process is known as supercomputing. That means these are nothing but computers with very high level of performance. They will have very high performance level so that the complex problems or complex calculations also can be done with ease. So that is supercomputers. The name itself, it is talking with respect to supercomputer, super, like Superman. Who is the Superman? Those that person who can do some extraordinary things that an ordinary man cannot perform, like Superman, like Spider-Man is a kind of Superman who can just do some miracles. So likewise Superman is likewise. Supercomputer is also in the similar way likewise. So which functions can ordinary computers cannot perform, they can be performed by them. So that is one. So likewise, yes. So with reference to what? So see, when we can use normal computers as well as supercomputers for that, for crypto calculations, for cryptography. If there is huge data, then we can go for supercomputers. It would be with reference to the nature of the data. If it is like big data, then normal computers cannot have them, so that we have to engage some sort of supercomputers for such kind of complex calculations. Wherever there are complex calculations, we can go for supercomputers, and wherever we need to calculate things at faster speed, there we can go for supercomputers. Likewise, depends upon the nature of work. Likewise, okay. So usually when we talk from the perspective of the computers, so generally we will have, for normal computers, we will calculate, or just we will the performance of the computers can be calculated in the form of MIPS. That means milli instructions per second. We will call it as MIPS, milli instructions per second. Okay. So what we will do in the form of supercomputers, when we talk from supercomputer point of view, so instead of MIPS, we will use flops. Flops. That means we will try to measure the performance of the supercomputers with the help of something called flops. Flops means it refers to floating operations per second. Okay, so flops means simply to say floating operations per second. So that is flops. MIPS means milli instructions per second. So that's how the performance of these things can be evaluated. Okay, how the questions can be there, like for example, the word flops that was in news recently, it is associated with what? Okay, so such kind of questions can be asked. So that is like flops is nothing but it's a measure to evaluate the performance of the supercomputer. Okay, so for example, when we say like there are various types of supercomputers, let's say for example Cray computers, PARAM computers, likewise. So when we measure their efficiency, based on the efficiency of their performance, we will calculate, we will classify them. Likewise, so there we will use flops, the word flops, metaflops, petaflops, gigaflops. Likewise, we will just measure their performance. Okay, so can you just bring in any examples of the supercomputers? Are you aware of any examples of supercomputers? Can you name any supercomputers? Yes, good. PARAM. So if you look from India's perspective, PARAM series of supercomputers, it is one thing. Okay, PARAM is one example for supercomputers. So in the similar fashion, can you name any other things? PARAM series. Very good. He's trying to say that in Japan, we have one supercomputer called Fugaku. Fugaku. It is with respect to Japan. Okay. So in full form to say Fujitsu Fugaku, that is name of it would be Fujitsu Fugaku. It's a supercomputer. Okay. So yes, Cray. So like Param series, we have Cray series of supercomputers. Cray series of supercomputers. In India, we have obtained this Cray series of supercomputers from USA. From United States of America, we have obtained the Cray series of supercomputers. Okay. So then any others? Any other supercomputers? Which one? Okay. Brahm. So to say, actually, in Param series, we have various other things. Like for example, when we talk from the perspective of indigenously built supercomputers, in Param series, we have some indigenously built supercomputers purely by CDAC. Like CDAC is the organization which is concerned, which works under the Department of Science Technology, which develops this Param series, CDAC. Try to refer what is CDAC. Okay, so CDAC is engaged in this production of this Param series, where we have Param 8000, Param 9000, Param 10,000, then like Param Anant, Param Param Padam, Param Yuf. Likewise, we have one series of super satellites, Param. So wherever you are getting the word Param, Param is simply to say it is an acronym for parallel machine. Parallel machine. It is an acronym for parallel machine. So actually you have to write like this, Param. Okay, it is an acronym for parallel machine. That means supercomputer which works with multiple parallel machines at a time. Okay, but if you see in Sanskrit the word Param refers to, what do you mean by Param? Param refers to, in Sanskrit it is supreme. That means more than that there is nothing. Likewise, so Param computer, it refers to supreme computer. Like to give that tinge also we have used the word Param. So that means above this nothing is there. Likewise, so in Param series 8000, 9000, 10,000, so Param Anant, Param Yuf, likewise it is there. So apart from this, we also have a mission called National Supercomputing Mission. So there is a mission called National Supercomputing Mission. I'm writing in short form, National Supercomputing Mission. So this National Supercomputing Mission is being implemented by CDAC, which is based on Pune, and IISc Bengaluru. Okay, so this is being implemented by these two organizations, both of them which works under the Department of Science and Technology, and this is being operated again by two things like MIT. So Ministry of Information Technology plus Department of Science Technology. So both of these departments, ministries and department, they will implement this one. Okay, so under this we have some Param series of computers. So there, like what she was trying to say, Param Brahm is one kind of supercomputer. Like under that we have things like, think about this name of the god, like for example Param Shivai is one thing, and with Shiv associated with that Param Ganga. So you can have on the head of the Shiv you will have Ganga, and associated with Shiv you will have Shakti. Like Param Shivai is one supercomputer, Param Shakti is one supercomputer, then Param Ganga is one supercomputer, and Param Anant is one supercomputer. Param Anant is one. Param Brahm is one supercomputer. Like Param Siddhi is one supercomputer. So all of them were being developed under this program. Wherever you get the word Param, it means like it's a supercomputer. It can be Param Brahm, Param Anant, Param Shivai, Param Shakti, anything. It is supercomputer. You remember like this. So that is one thing. So apart from this, if you talk from the perspective of world's fastest supercomputers, like you mentioned something like Fugaku. Yes, yes, very good. So earlier we used to have three world's fastest computers. First you mentioned them. Like first one is Fugaku, Fugaku, Fugaku. Second one, IBM Summit, IBM Summit. Then next one, IBM Sierra, IBM Sierra. So like Sierra Nevada mountain, IBM Sierra. So IBM, wherever you have written IBM, it would be associated with USA. IBM Sierra or IBM this Summit. So these two are with USA. Okay, and Fugaku, it is with respect to Japan. Okay, if you talk from Fugaku perspective, Fugaku works with, like wherever it is Fugaku works with 442 petaflops. 442 petaflops. That's very, very, very speed supercomputer. Okay, compared with this, like if you see this IBM Summit, which I was saying, IBM Summit works with 148 petaflops. Look at the difference, 442 and 148. Okay, and then if you see IBM Sierra, so it is roughly around 44 petaflops. Okay, and over to above all of this, we have one another important development in the recent times, that it is that what he was trying to say, that is Spinnaker. Spinnaker. You remember Spinnaker in current aspect? Let's discuss that. So you mentioned Spinnaker. It is nothing but it is the world's latest supercomputer. Spinnaker is the world's latest supercomputer. Okay. So you write the full form also for that. Spinnaker means it's an acronym. You write the full form, SPI for that. Spiking, SPIKING, spiking neural network. Spiking neural network. Spiking neural network architecture machine. Architecture machine. So that is Spinnaker, short form. Okay, in simple manner, as far as now concerned, you remember it's the world's latest supercomputer. Okay, now here can you see the neural network? So it doesn't actually works like a computer machine, rather it works like as if a human brain. That means you can understand its efficiency. So simply to say, like it works more like a brain than a machine. So it's one of the world's latest supercomputer that we have developed. Okay, so that is one thing. So you remember these things, like you mentioned some things like Pratyush and Mihir. Pratyush and Mihir. They were nothing but India's supercomputers.